everybody, it's Rebecca Gabrielle here. Welcome back to my YouTube channel, Living with Spice. I'm so glad you're here to join me. We're going to do a weekly card reading for Taurus, but I'm going to take it from the 20th through to the end of the month. There's a lot of things happening, but sometimes we just need to not be so tied up with the dates. And so if this reading resonates for you, it won't matter the timing of it. Of course, it's a general reading, so it's not going to cater for everybody. So take what resonates with your life and situation and leave what doesn't. If you'd like to have a personal reading, please feel free to contact me. My details are in the description box below. And of course, if you gain some benefit from this reading, please give it a thumbs up. And love it if you would subscribe to my channel. That way I can get more viewers to see the videos that I'm putting out there and messages that will help them. All right, Taurus, let's take a look at the energy that you can expect from mid to the end of April, and let's get started with your reading. Okay, Taurus, I'm using the Oracle Tarot deck by Lucy Cavendish, and we're just going to see what energy is coming up for you for mid to late April for Taurus. And thank you, Spirit. If you could give us some guidance for Taurus, please, as to what's coming up mid to late April for Taurus. Feeling like the cards want to jump here. We've got one that's come out already. Okay, I'm going to take those. We have the Chariot. Recharge your hopes and wisdom of experience. Well, definitely the Chariot came out first. So the energy that's going to sort of start off the theme of the rest of the month for you, Taurus, is the Chariot, the inspired warrior. You are definitely going places, Taurus. You're up and away. I think you're ready to make some shifts and changes. I think you've made a decision that it's time to move on. And you're sort of taking stock of what you want to take with you, Taurus. And you're feeling quite in your zone, and in your mind, you have made the decision that it is time to move on. Whatever that means for you, Taurus, whatever has been in the forefront of your mind, you've realised that you're done with the situation that you've been in and what you've been tolerating, and you're ready to move on from the situation. That you feel that it's in your best interest, that there's no sense in delaying anymore, and that it's time to get cracking. And you're really feeling quite this bit of a buzz and this kick in your step to get moving. And perhaps you felt a little bit stalled for a while, and so even more reason why you want to get up and get going. So that's the energy that sort of you're stepping into for the rest of the month, Taurus. So I wonder where that's going to take you. Let's take a look at the rest of these cards. We've got recharge your hope, so I think you're feeling a little bit more inspired. You've had a chance to reflect, and you've done your downtime, and you've prioritised things. You've worked out, okay, I now know what it is that I want to focus on. I've sorted my things, got rid of what I don't need, and you are now refocused because you've recharged your batteries, and you're now feeling quite hopeful about where you're going and what you want to do. So that would explain why you've got this get up and go energy with the Chariot card, Taurus. So you've already had a chance to reflect and look at what has been, and you're sort of getting your inspiration back. You're getting your mojo back, Taurus, after a period of what has felt like a little bit of stagnation for you. So how great is that? That's wonderful. So let's see, we've got the Six of Wands here, which means you are really on point now. You're just gathering that momentum, and you're learning from past experience. You're learning now that, look, what I've done in the past hasn't worked. Some of it has, some of it hasn't. And you're bringing that wisdom with you, and it's helping you to formulate your next steps and how you're going to move forward. And that's probably another reason why you are ready with that energy to get moving. You've had a chance to reflect and recharge. You've thought about what you've done in the past and how some of it's worked and some of it hasn't. So you're feeling quite self-empowered now, Taurus, and you're ready to get going. You're ready to move forward, and you're saying to the universe, okay, let's go. I'm all sorted. I know what I'm going to do. I've got the energy. I've got the plans in place. I've prioritized. I've understood what my next steps are. And it would seem that you're going to be moving forward with a fair bit of knowledge from past experiences. So that's awesome. I'm feeling quite a speedy start to the rest of your month there, Taurus, which is fabulous. So let's see what the Wisdom of Oracle deck can share with us for the messages for the rest of the month, Taurus, to assist you moving forward. So what does Taurus need to know for the rest of the month in terms of next steps and moving forward? Okay, we've got a few definite messages coming out. So, well, interesting. Okay, all right. Poised. We have poised and by the book. I think you're ready to get up and get going. This card is telling us that you're ready to take flight, which is really exciting. And you're feeling very inspired and you're poised, ready to do your thing. And how beautiful is that? Like you've got yourself all set, ready to go. You're all prepared and you're just ready for that green light to go, okay, let's get up and get going. I love that energy, Taurus. Let me see what else I can get from the book to help us along. Being ready, bringing something to light, being at your best and having some confidence. Well, that matches these cards here. You can be assured you're ready for anything right now. You know what you need to do. Your skills are sharp and you've come to this place armed with wisdom and knowledge. Beautiful. That's what this card is telling us here. Okay, so people can respond to your confidence and trust you because this is the energy that you're emanating, Taurus, which is lovely. In terms of relationships, when you're happy in your own skin and you're feeling confident, you are putting out that energy to let people know that you are ready for a deeper and more intimate relationship, and that's also beautiful. You've got nothing to prove right now and you're completely happy with who you are. And so you feel like you can handle anything, which is a really lovely place to be in, Taurus. And in terms of your prosperity, it's the same kind of energy. You are attracting the energy that you are vibing at. It's just gotten suddenly dark, so let me just take a pause and put the light on. Yeah, that's better. Cloud's just gone in. I've got the door open. All right, so you're ready to take action, knowing that you can step into your power now, into your power zone, and you're ready to give service to the rest of the world. So I absolutely love that message. It's beautiful. Now, it's interesting now that the other messages that have come out from the same deck. So, have a quick look. Okay. All right. So, the question is how to move forward. What's the best way to move forward, Taurus? So you know that you're ready and you're ready to go. You've made the decision. You've prioritized things, and you're feeling in zone, which is lovely. You've got all of this wisdom, experience, and you've got your toolkit ready, and you're ready to embrace the world in more ways than one. So what is the best way to go forward? Well, Spirit is saying by the book. So there's a lot ahead of you, but the best way to proceed is one step at a time. You know, do what you need to do, dot your I's and cross your T's. There's going to be a lot that you're going to embrace over the next few months, I believe, Taurus, but the best way to get started is to just go by the book and do things in a sequential order. And you kind of knew that because you got your ducks all lined up here and you're prioritizing your tasks and the things that you want to do. And with the same energy, this card is telling you to go by the book, do one thing at a time, and that's the best way to approach what's lying ahead for you. Now, with all of this get up and go, you do reach a point where there's a bit of a fork in the road. So it might mean you've got some decisions to make. Now, what direction do you want to take? What pathway do you want to take? Well, Spirit is suggesting don't forget to listen to your inner wisdom and your higher self. And so it's that little voice within. This card here and the next card here is letting us know that you are completely at home within yourself. You are in a place of real inner knowing of who you are. You're feeling so comfortable in your skin, comfortable with your mission at hand, the person that you are, how far you've come, the lessons that you've learned, and you're just ready to give your all. Right? So when the situation comes along here, the fork in the road, it's actually not that hard for you to decide which pathway to take. You're no longer in a state of indecision, and you're recognizing that because you're feeling so at home with who you are, the best path to take is the one where you feel at home within you, the one that makes you feel like your most real and authentic self. That is the best path to take. Now, we've got the owl sitting here on the back of the llama, which means, follow your higher self, and you will have a clear vision of what it is that you need to do and what path to follow, as opposed to the opposite energy of listening to our monkey mind that sort of gets us all confused and into self-doubt. But I'm feeling that that's not where you're at, Taurus. You're actually quite clear about what it is that you want to do. And so that's a really beautiful confirmation, is just stick with where you feel most comfortable and what feels right for you. So when it comes to choice, whatever that choice is, a choice that's presented to you, a choice in terms of direction, choose the path, choose the option where you feel it most resonates with who you are as a person. So if it means that someone may be sort of putting their influence upon what you're doing and it doesn't feel that it's a fit for you, then Spirit's saying don't go that direction, and stand up and have a voice and say, no, that's not where I feel it represents me. And so you're quite aware of how comfortable you feel and how aligned you feel with what is right for you. So don't forget to voice that, and that's the guidance that you must follow, is following your intuition and what feels most like you and your authentic self, Taurus. How beautiful. All right, I'm going to take some guidance next from the Earth Magic deck. So Spirit, what message have you got for Taurus? I've got a few flipped over cards here. Let me just straighten out my deck here. Let's do a reshuffle here. Make sure these are nicely shuffled for you. So lovely, Taurus, that you're feeling really in tune with yourself at the moment and ready to up and go, and what a beautiful energy you have for the rest of April. So follow your intuition, stay in that beautiful energy of knowing who you are. So Spirit, what guidance can you give Taurus around their energy for the rest of the month? No, too many cards. I'm sorry. It's not happening here. I don't want to take something when it's not feeling quite right. So I'm going to shuffle and do this differently. I'm struggling with my cards today in terms of shuffling. Really feeling the energy's got... it's been quite different this time around. Anyway, enough chit chatter. Thank you, Spirit. A message for Taurus. We are going to pull some cards. What does Taurus need to know? Okay. For some of you, there's a message here for those who... There's something about a message around children for Taurus. And this message is going to be different for different people, but for some there is an influence of children in the work that you're doing, the focus that you have, And the message you're putting out to the world in terms of your service, your passion, is to do with children and the way children see the world. And so Spirit is saying, immerse yourself through the eyes of children at this point in time. And it's through the eyes of children you're going to have a real beautiful awakening and awareness. And this is how you're going to deliver your message to the world, is through that beautiful childlike innocence that children have and the way they see with their world. And you're going to help bring that beautiful message to others. And it's being able to sort of have the words and the voice and the heart and the innocence of the way they perceive their world and give meaning to their world, which is different to where we normally come from as adults, of course. And so I'm feeling that for some of you this is really important. This card came out for someone else in a reading, but it was completely different meaning. And in the context of where you're going, Taurus, with all of this energy and focus on what you're doing, feeling really good in yourself and what you have to offer the world, there's something quite significant about the importance of you seeing the world through childlike eyes and through the innocence of the children. Perhaps it's got something to do with the work that you're doing or what's happening in your personal life, that there's a beautiful resonance with children in your life at the moment. Perhaps memories of what it was like to be a child as well as helping you at this point in time, the energy. I mean, this is really just full abandonment energy, isn't it? And, as children, I guess, I feel like I need to tell a story. But as children, we imagine and play act and we practice roles, role play, we role play. And there's this beautiful imagination, and this almost feels like an Alice in Wonderland picture, doesn't it? Where we get lost in the world of imagination and being at home within that and feeling free to be our creative self and our real self. And it seems like, Taurus, this is the energy that you will be in the end of April. And somehow it's important. It's important that you're in this energy to do what you need to do and to carry forth your message to the world. And you've got a lot going on, clearly, and that's why you've had to prioritise. And to help you get there, you've got to do things step by step. But that's a beautiful added nuance. Now, we've got the reflection and focus cards here. So, what do you need to see? What is coming out in this reflection? Let me have a look at that. Reflection, winter solstice. Have you been in a period of reflection? Is this the energy where you have been and you're transitioning out of, Taurus? Well, winter solstice we know is the longest night of the year. This is the time of festivals of light are celebrated, serving as a reminder that light will indeed return. So perhaps light is returning to your life. You feel like you've been in a period of stagnation and perhaps the winter solstice is over and you are returning to having more light come into your life. A little bit like the light that is shining through the clouds here, Taurus. You're now seeing light that you haven't felt like you've seen for such a long time. The reflection of the trees on the frozen lake reminds us that this is a time for us to go inside to both our physical shelter and our internal world and contemplate the season that has passed, the season that is, and the seasons yet to come. Perhaps this is you also bringing forth this beautiful energy of wisdom, of experience, and drawing on memories of the past, perhaps, to assist you going into this next new season. And certainly for you, Taurus, I'm feeling that the winter season of your life is over. Forget the real seasons that are happening to us now, but in terms of your life and soul growth, it feels like you've been in a period of a winter season, and that quite likely you're now coming out of that into, well, the next season would be spring. But in the winter time, that's when we have a lot of time to rest, restore, think about things, plan for the future, remember what we need to remember, and review what we need to review. And I feel that this is going to be how you draw on a lot of wisdom in order to make decisions going forward, Taurus. So if that is the case, what are some of the most important things that you've learned in the past year, Taurus? What are those gems of wisdom that you can now draw upon, to help you with this new phase that you are really ready for in your life? What do you remember? What do you recall? What are the very important things that come to mind right now? I think there's a sort of an element of patience with the process when we're going through reflection. And Taurus, this is indeed an important time because I feel like you're transitioning and you're very eager and you're ready to do this. And so maybe you can document some of those reflections to help you. You're not in this energy anymore. I feel like you've been there, and now you're bringing the value and the things that you remember from that period of time. You're bringing forward with you in your basket, in your shopping basket. You're bringing that with you on the journey because it's going to be a very valuable part of this next phase of your life. And I feel like it's got something to do with the memories that you've had as a child and the way you saw life as a child. And those memories have stayed with you for a very good reason. The next card is Crystal's card, Focus. Again, I'm feeling like this is a message for you to trust your intuition, because we've got amethyst crystals here, which is about highlighting, enhancing our intuition and our knowing and our knowledge, our spiritual knowledge. So perhaps these reflections are a part of your physical past, and the crystals and the amethysts are representing your spiritual knowledge that is important for you to sort of focus on, to hone your message, to sharpen your point of focus in terms of your energy and where you want that energy to be directed. Let's see what else we're guided to for this message. So when we really focus our attention and our energy, Taurus, we actually amplify our spiritual power. And I feel that this is kind of a very useful and important tool in your toolbox at this point in time as you're moving into this next phase of your life. And it's going to help you to manifest your dreams and to really speed things along, which is really what you're hoping for. So whether it's to do with a project or a relationship, whatever that point of focus is, your business, really sharpening your focus is going to help you to not only be aware of everything that you need to be aware of, it's going to help you trust your inner guidance and then take the appropriate action. So this is such a good tool to use, is your ability to reflect and to really sharpen your focus and to trust your inner guidance and what you know to be true for you, which is, this card here is pointing to stay with what is real for you, what, you're feeling really at home within yourself. So trust that energy and use that to help guide your focus and your steps that you're going to take to move forward. So when you're really, really focused and you have good clarity, this is going to sort of enhance the life force in your life and help you to manifest. You're quite in the zone. You're on fire. You are really sharpening your focus to bring amazing things to light at the moment. All right, I'm really feeling like there's a lot more stuff to be said for this second half of the month for everybody today. So let's do the psychic. No, it's not the psychic tarot deck. This is the the Wisdom of Avalon deck. This is what we have. Spirit, what other wisdom can you share for us for Taurus for the end of April? Well, again, Taurus, this card here is pointing to the fact that you've got choice. It's a little bit like the Fork in the Road card. But you can see that in here, with every pathway, there's always going to be some risk. There's always going to be an element of risk when we're making choices, when we've got choices presented to us. And this card is saying, do we go left, right, straight ahead? And yes, you have to weigh up your risks. But let's call it following your strengths, following that your intuition, following that inner guidance system, that inner compass that you have, Taurus, that is so finely tuned at the moment. And in this card, you can see there's no obstacles in your way. So you reduce the risk of the, potential risks, I should say, when you trust yourself, when you trust your inner guidance. And Taurus, this is the message for you for the end of April, is trust your inner guidance. And that way you limit the potential risks. Of course, if you don't trust your inner guidance, you raise the stakes of things not going well and going a little bit pear-shaped. But again, it's you feeling at home and in your skin and knowing what it is that you want to achieve. So again, follow your inner guidance and sharpen your focus for what you want to achieve. We have the Cow card here, which is all about nourishment, abundance, asking and receiving. So again, you're coming from a place of being in your power zone at the moment. So you're not hesitating to ask for what it is that you want. And people are being quite generous towards you. But it is a mutual energy. You're giving out as much as you're receiving as well. And that's an important part of the manifestation process. Whatever energy we hold within ourselves, we can expect that to come back in return. So the Cow is about providing nourishment. It is about abundance in your life. And I feel that, when you are really coming into the zone of yourself and you're really following what it is that's true for you and your pathway forward, and you're really focused on the message that you're putting out there, you are attracting more abundance into your life, Taurus. And this is going to give you food for the rest of your days, so to speak. This will ensure a successful outcome and minimize risk. So you're moving towards, abundance and prosperity in your life. That's beautiful. Again, it's another confirmation that you need to trust yourself and go with what is right for you. Now we've got the movement card here, and I feel like this is another way to say you need to trust the process and trust yourself. We have the picture of a lake here, and it feels like there's no movement, that the water is stagnant. But we all know that, running rivers, there's a lot of movement beneath the surface. So what may not be apparent in terms of outcomes in the immediate future, just know that everything that you're putting in place at the moment is creating movement beneath the surface. So don't be deterred, even though you've got the energy to get up and get going. And I know you'd like everybody to get on board as fast as you'd like them to, but just know that everything that you're doing is creating movement. It just may not be all that visible to you at this moment. But stay with that sharpened focus, Taurus, because that's what you need to know, and keep going. Do everything by the book. Do everything by the book, as in sequentially, one step at a time. Prioritize what you need to do, and you will create movement, okay, even if it's not apparent on the surface. So you need to be patient with the process, but just keep going, and stay focused, and, just keep your eye on the end goal. Keep your eye on the target of where you're going, okay? So don't allow yourself to be distracted on the path forward, and just trust yourself, trust your inner knowing and your inner guidance system, and you'll get to where you need to go. So that's really important message for you for the end of April, is to stay focused. Bring with you everything that you've learned from the past. Bring that with you on the journey. Your energy is important, and the message that you're telling yourself is important, and you know you're ready for this. So trust yourself and sharpen your focus. And this is quite an out there kind of card here, but I think whoever is watching this reading will know what that means when, you know, Spirit is saying, have the innocence of a child in terms of what you're creating. Meaning, okay, no limits. Step into your imagination, into a creative space. Children don't see limits, they only see opportunities. You know, they have the ability to imagine and see all sorts of things. So have the awe and wonder of a child to help you stay focused on what you're trying to achieve, so that you don't give yourself roadblocks, and trust yourself for the journey, and it's going to result in a beautiful abundance in your life that's going to come back to feed you long term, Taurus. Wow, well, we finally got the reading out. It took me a while to get there, but I hope that is helpful to you, Taurus. It sounds very promising. It sounds like you've got everything sorted as to what you want to achieve. So I wish you well. Have a wonderful second half of April, and I look forward to seeing you again soon. Bye.